Howdy doody day, howdy doody day, howdy doody doody day. Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
This is Soy Trek you're listening to. My name's Britt.
I am Pat.
And we are here to talk about some Star Trek today.
Oh boy.
Indeed. What's been going on with you, dog?
Shit. You know, nothing much.
Yeah, pissing in the wind.
Pissing right in the wind. Like, what can you say? Today's inauguration day, so.
And Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so lots to celebrate. Yeah.
I'm sure he loves that.
Yeah, definitely. He's looking upon us from heaven and being like, "You done good, America." That's definitely what his accent sounds like.
Nonstop in his grave.
Yeah,
the people are dropping flowers off, and they just
it sounds like a helicopter.
Yeah. Just shoots off and shoots right out.
Yep.
Did you watch any inauguration stuff?
No.
Yeah, me either. I never give a fuck about that crap.
No, I don't. I saw a great screenshot of everyone standing up and clapping and Bernie Sanders just sitting there frumpily, which I was like, yeah, you go dog.
Yeah. I think I saw one picture of just just all the worst people in the world just standing together, like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg. And I'm just like, it's like at any time.
And I think the CEO of Google was with him too.
Yeah, you just needed needed one person with a missile launcher. Right. It would solve a lot of the world's issues.
Yeah, just a few frag grenades would fucking solve a lot of problems, my brother.
God, I know. I think the post. I think the context which I saw that picture, someone posted it and saying a good opposition class that opposition party that actually represented the working class would just completely undo this. I was thinking, well, yeah, so would a missile launcher.
Yeah.
so would if we just had a team of Luigis go in there and
Team Luigi, baby.
Team Luigi.
Did you know we have a Patreon?
I did, actually.
We got a Patreon over at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. That BS stands for bullshit, but also my name, Britton Straw, because I'm on all these shows. Yeah, so patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. It's the place where you can find such podcasts as Soy Trek, of course, the one you're listening to. Also the Media Dungeon and Prison Breakdown. My Wife, Dumb Idiot Bullshit, and Gettin Head, a Bucket Cast. Whole bunch of podcast content, over 500 episodes of all types of different podcasts, talking about all types of different stuff with all types of different people, including one who committed suicide by cop. Yay!
That's how we all want to go.
Definitely. So for as little as $2 a month, you can help keep us editorially independent and ad-free. And you can vote on what we watch for either the Media Dungeon or Soy Trek. You can, interact with us a little more. You can, have a private channel to talk to me at any time, and I will give you my undivided attention, unlike all of the other social media programs where I might resolutely ignore you. Because it's social media. You're not getting paid on there, so you don't know anything to anybody. But I do nice things sometimes. Some people hit me up and they're like, "Hey, I really like this piece of merch that you made. I was wondering if you could make me a new one, or if you had any in back stock." And I'm like, "Fuck it, I can definitely make you a new one. Check it out." I don't even ask for payment, but I'm usually offered payment, and I'll take it. But yeah.
He's getting some dome.
Yeah. Getting dome. Reading Sherlock Holmes. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think there's a guy, a Sherlock Domes That
Sherlock
just like he
Holmes.
goes around like the way he solves crimes is he like sucks guys' dicks. It's I can't try to do elementary, but with elementary.
Complimentary, my dear Watson. my dear Bottom.
My dear Bottom.
Yeah, there's definitely a dick sucking Sherlock Holmes for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you can think of something, there's a dick sucking version of that thing.
Oh yeah, like I'm sure I don't know if you remember that cartoon Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century.
Vaguely, yeah.
And where it's just like it was Sherlock Holmes who's transported into the future, and he has like a robot with Watson's head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's like some porn that exists of Sherlock Holmes and the robotic Watson getting on.
One would like to hope.
Yeah, I hope so.
So
that was a good show.
Okay. For $5 a month, you can, be on our producer tier, our bigger, dumber idiot tier. Which for that, we give you a shout out every week. Say thank you to people just like what are we doing? We doing old timey radio this week? Old timey radio. Here we go.
Nathan G. Papa Poison, Awful Star Trek Drawings, Jose Martinez, Gabe Siciliano, Robert Yolito, Asher Pliskin, Ethan Adams, Iggy, Abigail Simpson, Vinny Gursky, Jordmore, Kyle Simmons, Nick Savard, Shane Sawyer, Anthony Cabrera, Phil McCavity, Danny, Dylan Lance, Jordan Hale, Elizabeth Hearn, Luna Dahlia, David Craning Sights, Dandy Leone, Beeflig, Teddy, Jody, Shrimp God, Shane Williams, Sam Mayo, Lock Fanile, Skeptic, Gillian McCrary, SFC Punk, 7 of 9, Star Trek Enjoyer, D. Riker, former Twink, and our good friends over at the Hate Speech Podcast.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
No boy.
Yeah, that was our old-timey radio sponsors. Thank you to each and every one of you for helping keep us
old-timey.
I should do the entire episode
in this voice. Hey everybody, you want to talk about Star Trek? What do you think about Star Trek? Is it good to go to the stars and trek them? One must ask themselves these questions.
Oh, you know what? They should really bring back that sort of like radio style. Like, I don't know why we don't do it anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I guess transatlantic accents don't exist anymore.
They can if you want them to.
That's true.
Are you telling me this entire Atlantic accent is trans?
Hell yeah!
Hells yeah.
So let's see. What else we got? So for $10 a month on patreon.com/dumbidiotbs, you get access to
the Media Dungeon,
which is my server with, I think today I'm gonna, if I have time to put them up, I'll have 21,000 films, but if not, later this week sometime. That's pretty cool. 21,000 films is a lot of films. That's more than every other streaming service combined. What else do I got? I've got, I don't know, 1,800 shows, something like that. A bunch of shows, a bunch of things to watch. You want to watch something? It's probably on the media server.
It's probably up on there.
Probably get up on that bitch. Yeah, so that's for $10 a month. And then for $20 a month, you get access to merchandise, Soy Trek merchandise, which is pretty cool too.
Go get it.
Yep. That's what we got. Thanks a lot. We appreciate
a bunches.
all of our supporters.
All
once again.
Lunches.
Yeah, thanks a bunches for all the lunches. Sure. Once again, that's patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. We'll see you there. Don't be square, right? Or be square. We don't really care what you do with your life.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
It's your choice, really.
It's definitely your choice. All right. You want to jump into some Star Trek?
Let's do it.
All right. So today we are getting into some Star Trek, the animated series. I'm determined to watch this entire series on this podcast. We're going to finish something. And then next week, I think, because I think it comes out the 25th, I think we'll be watching the Section 31 movie.
Oh, boy. I cannot wait.
Yeah. This girl I
Such a lucky boy.
Yeah, this girl I fuck who really likes Star Trek. Their brother somehow got a screener of the Section 31 movie, so they watched it, and they said it's all right. It's like like world-ending threat. Got to race against the clock.
Course.
Yeah, apparently. So
that's what I hate about I don't know, all modern television where it has to be like every single season of a fucking TV show has to be like they're trying to stop the end of the world.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and you look at some of the most like compelling episodes of Star Trek, during TNG,
TOS,
DS9 era,
DS9.
and TOS, and it's just like that's such what on scale would be very low stakes, but so much more compelling and interesting.
Right. Like helping turn the tide of a war is pretty high stakes, but it's not like, the universe is going to end if we don't fucking fix this kind of shit. And there's a lot more intrigue when it's like a bunch of compelling interests fighting against each other than us versus the end of the universe,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because at that point, then the threat of the end of the universe, it doesn't feel relatable.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like it's something that you can put yourself into or even experience on a rational level. It's just like, okay, it's too absurd.
Yeah.
It's too abstract. It's like it's something that we it's like we can't imagine. So it's just like you can't even feel the stakes of what the characters are even going through.
Right.
It's just
it's not something cool like that either. Like some eldritch entity or something like that.
Yeah.
Some great cosmic entity that's inflicts great cosmic horror. It's not that kind of you can't imagine it. It's more like you just can't relate. You don't care because it's like, if the universe is going to end, who the fuck cares? Everyone's dead. So
yeah. But, we haven't seen it, but just given the track record of current Star Trek, it's just going to be extremely predictable. So
you know what it is?
I think we're just,
I think, and I hate to say this, Star Trek needs to bring back racism. And here's what I mean by that. I'm not talking about I'm not saying that today on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, hey, they should they should go back to not having black captains or anything like that. I'm saying they need to start once again having races that are inherently against the interests of the Federation, in all of their beliefs. The Borg. The Borg are compelling because what they believe is antithetical to what the Federation believes. Yeah. And they're just two entirely competing interests, and so that automatically provides some kind of intrigue. Whereas if it's I don't know, a fucking AI, the first season of Picard, a fucking robot AI from an alternate dimension, I'm that you throw in at the very end of the season, I'm I don't care about this. I just don't I don't care about this. But or having something like the Klingons, or the Cardassians, where they're not entirely unalike from the Federation. They just have very different beliefs that put them at odds with the Federation a lot of the time. Star Trek needs to bring back that kind of interspecies racism.
And more courtroom episodes, obviously.
And obviously more courtroom episodes. Especially when they're the Worf one and they're racist.
Yeah, and more sex planets.
Oh yeah.
Like-
oh yeah. Risa, like courtroom episodes
Yeah.
on the Sex Planet. That's what I'm saying. Sex court.
Go to sex court.
You go to
Yeah.
sex court. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I do like also new Star Trek does feel very sexless in a way too,
Yeah.
where it's like so it's just like it needs some of that, weird horniness from like a weird guy like Gene Roddenberry again.
Right. And I think I'm
Or-
the
or
motherfucker
even-
to do it.
Or even a Rick Berman. I'll even take Rick Berman here horniness.
Right. Like, give us. I mean, I don't think we've seen bare feet in any of the new Trek.
Damn, that's right.
Maybe. Oh, definitely Lower Decks. We've seen bare feet in Lower Decks. But Lower Decks is Lower Decks is horny, and I like how horny Lower Decks is. It captures like the Roddenberry horniness, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, like I haven't logged any of the new Star Trek actresses into WikiFeet.
Yeah, right.
And
I'd be on that shit, especially like new Uhura. Damn.
Oh yeah. Like I don't even know what size shoe she is. Like this
probably
is a crime.
petite. She probably got petite feet. Or sorry, they. I believe they're they them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I have no idea. Like how am I? Like we're starving. The WikiFeet community out here is starving.
Right, Star Trek WikiFeet fucking subreddit is desolate. Like people, I can't make another fucking like another Twitter thread with all the WikiFeet like I did with like TNG and I think DS9. Yeah, people wonder. People gotta know. People gotta know what their feet are like. What are Christina Chong's feet like? What are Anson Mount's feet like? We need to know these things.
They're keeping those feet on lockdown, and it's really just like straining the life out of us. And if they want to really breathe new life into this, into this franchise, they need to cave to the feet weirdos. Right.
I want to know what Doug Jones' feet look like as a calamarian. Like I want to see.
Oh, those feet are long.
Oh, we got that long ass feet.
Yeah, it's just like it just look cartoonish almost. Like I bet, they're just like extremely long, but like tiny toes.
Extremely long, tiny toes. I want to stick them in my nose. My song about Doug Jones' feet. I don't want to stick in my nose. Although I'm sure he has good smelling feet. He seems like a guy who takes care of himself.
Oh yeah.
Aged twinks always got something good going on.
I bet he cracks his feet.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, he seems like one of those guys that just like his feet are like jointed. And he's just
yeah. And my cat's being a real slut right now. She won't
I see her dancing around back there.
Yeah, she keeps on coming up for pets and like meowing at me. It's really cute, but it's like, baby, I'm trying to podcast over here. Daddy trying to podcast over here.
Calm your 6 tits.
Oh, baby. Look at the baby. You're so baby. Yeah. All right. You want to jump into some Star Trek?
Let's do it.
All right. So this week we watched some Star Trek the Animated Series. We're on episode 14 now. The Slaver Weapon. This is the 11th episode of 22 produced in TAS overall, but it is the 14th released episode, so it was released out of production order. It first aired December 15th, 1973. So, gosh, what is this at this point? 52 years old. Is that right? Yeah, that's or
52.
51,
Wow,
51 and change. Yeah, it's an old ass episode, man. It's an old ass series, man.
It can almost qualify for AARP.
Definitely. Oh, it's definitely getting like AARP mail at this point. So This one, it's also the 93rd episode released overall in Star Trek. This episode was written by none other than Larry Niven, who's actually an iconic Star Trek writer, best known for creating the known space universe, in which he wrote a bunch of novels, but the biggest one by far was Ringworld from 1970, which won both a Hugo and Nebula Award. He was brought on to Star Trek TAS on the request of DC Fontana. And then they went through some rough drafts of scripts, and then Fontana and Niven met with Roddenberry, and Roddenberry suggested that Niven adapt his short story "The Soft Weapon," which was also in the known space universe, in a short story collection called Neutron Star. And so Niven went ahead and rewrote this episode, or that short story, as this episode of the animated series.
Awesome.
So Paramount later sold novelization rights of this episode and the story to Ballantine Books, and The Slaver Weapons was novelized in Star Trek Log 10 by Alan Dean Foster. So the short story was adapted into an episode of Star Trek, which was then adapted into another short story. Which I
just like milking that cow till it's dry.
Yeah, right. I think that's kind of funny. Yeah, so it's kind of some backstory here on this episode. Do you want to jump into it?
Let's do it.
We open on a captain's log. First officer's log. First officer's log. Stardate 4187.3. The Enterprise shuttlecraft Copernicus is en route to Starbase 25 with an important cargo, a slaver stasis box discovered by archaeologists on the planet Kazin. These stasis boxes are the most remarkable things the slavers ever produced. Time stands still inside a stasis box. 1 billion years means nothing in there. Which sounds like a good place to go jerk off for a while, you know what I'm saying? So,
keep all that sperm fresh.
Right. Well, I guess it puts you in stasis, so you can't really jerk off. That's a bummer.
Oh, well, I mean, you just nut inside of it, and then the sperm's still viable.
Yeah, so I wonder if if you go into the box and you're put in stasis, like as you're coming, do you just come that entire time? Do you feel like you're coming the entire time in stasis? Because I got an idea, baby.
Look, I kind of wonder, it's like how you experience time within it, because if you like they sealed the box. Would it just feel like, oh, I nut normally, but then you open the box and then like, oh, 1 billion years has passed.
Yeah.
But the way like you experience the time, it just feels like instantaneous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the crew talks, and they say that the weapon or the boxes were used to carry valuable scientific instruments, weapons, and data. So not humans, apparently. When the Copernicus passes Beta Lyrae, the stasis box suddenly starts glowing, which apparently indicates there's a second box hidden somewhere within that system. Spock says that the stasis boxes and their content are the only remnant of the species which ruled the galaxy almost 1 billion years ago. So in some of the boxes were like flying belts, which was the key to artificial gravity. Also, a disruptor bomb with the pin pulled was found in one of them. So as a result, all the stasis boxes are now under the jurisdiction of Starfleet, and only certain people can handle them. Yeah, because they're rare and dangerous. But they found another fucking box. And you know how Kirk loves the box. So the shuttle lands on an ice planet. Spock, Sulu, and Uhura exit the shuttle's aft airlock. wearing life support belts. And I'm really glad they brought these back because I love these fucking belts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these are the belts that, like, you just, like, put them on and then you can, like, walk into space with your clothes on and, like, no special suiting or anything. It's really silly.
Yeah, I think it's because they just didn't want to animate the characters with, like, spacesuits. Mm-hmm. So, like, oh, we just got to do a belt and then just do a little halo around them and we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to, that keeps the animation nice and cheap.
That is. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the director of this episode was Hal Sutherland, who directed the entire first 16 episodes, the first season of TAS, and his leaving is credited with the series kind of falling apart after that. So Spock, Sulu, and Uhura are on the planet. Unfortunately, they are ambushed by a group of Kzinti and are captured and taken aboard the Kzinti vessel. Spock tells the others that that one of them is a mind reader. He tells Sulu that the Kzinti won't read his mind because Vulcans are pacifists, and Uhura is a, quote, mere female. Not great.
These are gay ass cat guys.
Yeah, right. Like I'd love to read Uhura's mind. I want to know what's going on in there. I want to see her sex thoughts.
She could be thinking about herself naked right now.
I hope so. I always be thinking about myself naked. The Kzinti are meat eaters, and if Sulu senses one trying to read his mind, he should think of eating raw vegetables, says Spock. Spock advises Uhura to look harmless because Kzinti females are basically just dumb animals. Very cool. He says in an emergency, they may forget a human female is an intelligent creature, giving them the chance to escape. Uhura is obviously irritated by this, but then Spock reminds Uhura that while he does indeed value her intelligence, they may have a better chance at escape if the Kzinti thinks she has none. So
that's true.
Yeah, they got an escape plan. Use the old dumb woman routine.
The dumb broad maneuver.
Yeah. The Kzinti are led by a captain who commands the Trader's Claw, is the name of their ship, which, honestly, sickest fucking name for a ship. The Trader's Claw. Yeah. I fucking love that shit. That shit rocks. Their archaeologists had found an empty stasis box, but discovered it was a good way to draw others there. In the open box, they find a picture of a slaver, some fresh meat, and a weapon created by the slavers. We get another First Officer's Log supplemental. The Kzinti now possess a weapon potentially deadly to the entire galaxy. The extent of its power remains to be seen. Oh, we got another Section 31 movie here. Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh wow. I've got a countdown timer here for Section 31 on one of my tabs, apparently. 3 days, 5 hours, 21 minutes, and 10 seconds. It's like a fucking bomb.
Yeah.
Can I get someone to defuse this, please?
Make it stop.
So the Kzinti return to the surface to test the weapon. They run through settings similar or inferior to present technology. One setting disengages this web that they have, giving the team a chance to flee. And in the process, Spock kicks the captain in his ribs and recovers the weapon from him and runs away. But Uhura is stunned and recaptured by the Kzinti. And she's still playing the dumb broad routine, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Sulu,
keep it up.
Sulu and Spock, she's like, you didn't tell me to stop. Sulu and Spock regroup some distance from the ship in the shadow of an outcropping. Spock explains that Striking the captain was a calculated move, dishonoring the Kazin and preventing him from calling for help. So it's some kind of cultural thing where they don't fucking...
AKA the writer being able to just get away with a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Like, oh yeah, it's
cultural.
That's
thing.
why closing the plot holes.
Right. So Sulu tells Spock he believes the weapon belonged to a spy. Spock is initially skeptical that someone with Sulu's knowledge of weaponry could make a determination so quickly, but agrees on hearing his explanation, which is only one of the various settings, which was a relatively weak laser, could be used by a common soldier. So, and he also concludes that it should have a self-destruct setting. Before he can find out, the Kzinti captain hails them, wanting to trade Uhura's life for the weapon. He also wants to engage in combat with Spock to regain his honor. So he's just a proud man. Too proud.
Too proud.
Too proud man. It's a common story. Thinks women are dumb. This guy definitely voted for Trump.
Oh, yeah.
So Spock estimates his chances of defeating the Kazin are low, and Sulu refuses on Spock's behalf through his communicator. As Sulu tries another setting, the weapon releases a giant energy beam, creating an enormous explosion far away. And Sulu is like, hey, we can't fucking give him this weapon. Spock observes that the Federation's never made anything this powerful. And then Sulu is like, yeah, if we give the Kzinti that, the whole galaxy will be their dinner table, which I thought was kind of a fun quote. Kitty cat. Then the shockwave from the explosion knocks them on their ass, and they are recaptured. The Kzinti find another mode for the weapon, which is a reasoning computer. Chat GPT. That's what they call it. A remarkable achievement for handheld equipment, they say. Which, okay. It gives few details of its origin abilities, alluding to a long-ago war. The weapon says that unless it is supplied with certain code words, it will answer no further questions. The Kzinti captain demands the total conversion beam, but Spock observes that the setting the computer gives them is not the same as the one he and Sulu had found earlier. As the Kzinti go outside to test the weapon, leaving the prisoners alone in the web, Spock explains his reasoning to Uhura. Awakened after an indeterminate time and surrounded by beings that do not know its proper protocols, the weapon had decided to self-destruct to keep vital tactical information from falling into enemy hands. Of course, the weapon detonates, killing all of the Kzinti in a massive explosion. So I'm like, man, Spock, are you sure you're a fucking pacifist?
It's like, well, it wasn't me that killed him, it was the weapon.
Right. It'd be great if they were just like still fucking trapped in this web forever now too.
It'd be funny if Spock was wearing a shirt that says, like, I don't kill people, or guns don't kill people. I guess this would be the reverse. I don't kill people, guns kill people.
Yes. So standing on the rim of a crater left in the ice, Sulu laments the loss of a fine museum piece. But Spock observes that it would have been far too dangerous to place the weapon in a museum. Probably true. The Enterprise crew resume their journey on the Copernicus. Spock observes how an artifact of an ancient war almost ignited a new one for possession of it. And Uhura jokes that the Kzinti might never get over their superstition about haunted weapons. End of episode. What do you think?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's just weird cat people. Like, and yeah, there's them like, yeah, them all trying to figure out the damn weapon. What can you really say about it?
Very true. It should be noted, it's interesting. Only 5 voice actors appeared in this episode.
That makes sense.
Neither William Shatner nor DeForest Kelley actually appeared in this episode. And James Doohan played every character that wasn't part of the regular crew. Except for the slaver weapon computer, which was played by Majel Barrett.
Yeah. They're like, I wonder if their back hurts from carrying all these episodes on their back.
Yeah, especially James Doohan and Majel Barrett do like the bulk of the voice work for this entire series, like straight up.
Yeah, that's insane. Did he ever do any other voice work? It's kind of, I feel like,
I don't know, because James Doohan's all right at voice work. I mean, it's obvious it's him because he does the I am an alien voice.
Yeah. Yeah, just that sort of like cookie cutter, just like 60s bad cartoon voice that you hear in everything.
Precisely that one. Yeah, this episode was fine. Especially for being written by Larry Niven, I'd expect something more, but it was just like Star Trek adapted from one of his short stories that I'm sure was much better than this episode. I'd give this one like a 6, I guess, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, that sounds about appropriate. Like, didn't wow me. Like, I realized watching it, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this episode before, and didn't really remember anything about it.
Yeah, me neither. Didn't really care.
Yeah, the cat guys were cool though, and like the psychic sad one was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was emo boy.
He's like, "Whoa, snarf.
I'm an emo cat boy."
Emo cat boy.
No, I'm looking for dick on Grinder. That's what emo cat boy is.
Snarf. Just out here trying to get these stasis boxes, and no one comes that has a grinder. I can't. It's a snarf.
Snarf.
Yeah, he's the one that's beaten off into the stasis box.
Oh yeah, no, he's coming directly into the stasis box, so like his cum lives forever, basically.
Yeah, they opened up and they're just like, why would the slavers just fill this with cum? And he's just like, snarf.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. You got anything else to say about this episode?
Yeah, I guess watch it if you're a completionist.
Yeah. Snarf. Yeah, that's all I got to say on this. I guess that's a good place for us to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. This has been Soy Trek. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, please rate, please subscribe wherever you get podcasts. And, of course, go check out patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. My name has been Britton.
I've been Pat.
You've been listening to Soy Trek. Thanks for hanging with us.
All right. Thanks for checking with the soy boys, girls, and other worldly beans.
Hang dong.
Ding dong.
Motherfucking shocker.
Shocker.
Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy.
Prostate. Tickle, tickle, tickle my prostate, baby. Prostate. Tickle it with the Sharpie, yeah.